But she's got a new hat. I want it.
It's the old throw in a hat accessory and call it a brand new release trick. I fell for it before and I'll fall for it again. I mean, it's a pretty damn good looking hat. Head sculpt. 2 head sculpts, actually. And you guys know I'm a sucker for good head. Sorry, children. Had to slip that one in. To be fair, this is more than just a reissue with new head sculpts. It's again, let me reiterate, some really, really good new head sculpts that also comes with this gorgeous looking packaging and a mini encyclopedia or figupedia featuring all the S.H Figuarts Dragon Ball releases to date. Like the VJump Toyotaro edition Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the box art was drawn by none other than Mr. Dragon Ball Super himself, Toyotarou. And whether you love him or hate him, I have to admit, he draws a pretty damn good looking Goku. But unlike the VJump exclusive, this is slightly more accessible to the international public, being a general premium Bandai web exclusive, so you should be able to pick it up at Big Bad Toy Store. In fact, I'm sure of it, albeit at a jacked up price, but I'll have the link in the description if you need it, although I think it might be sold out. Going back to the stunning box surrounding the beautifully drawn Ultra Instinct Goku is some shiny gold foil text running up the side of the box. We also get more of that shiny gold foiling at the back, as well as a look at what the book cover looks like. Anyway, I love what they've done here. It's a clean white box with a little window in the front, your gorgeous artwork on the side, and some big gold and silver lettering to let you know this little beauty is limited. Out of the box and we get the figure itself, which I'll show off in all due time, but first, a little flick through of this neat little booklet of all the S.H Figuarts Dragon Ball releases we've gotten since 2009. If you want to see clear scans of all the pages, I'll try my best to post them on my Instagram account, so make sure you head over to that and check them out. So what you see is pretty much what you get. It's basically the mastered Ultra Instinct body with a new neck and head sculpt, 2 to be exact, and faceplates stylized in Toyotarou artwork. I can see how some might have wanted a brand new body to maybe better match the more manga style head, but I think it works, especially when you compare it to the box art. I know Toyotarou has drawn Ultra Instinct Goku slimmer or bulkier in his manga, but when you compare it to some of the newer figures we've been getting, especially the legendary Super Saiyan, this looks pretty slim. In terms of the sculpt work, it's near identical except for the neck joint, like I said, down to the last scratch on Goku's boots, the torn up, tattered gi, the ripped musculature, all the battle scars you see on pretty much every sculpted surface is all the same, and that's not a bad thing. What I love about this original release is that it works as a general shirtless battle damage Goku. All the version 2 release Goku heads fit perfectly on the original body, and you can kind of do exactly the same with this newer body, except for some reason the joints don't match up. But if you use a bit of blue tack, which I'll show you guys in a little bit later, you can get some really good looks. Another thing that is different is that this time around we do get some shading on the torso, something that I thought was sorely missed on the first release. It definitely gives the figure more of a premium feel, something we don't unfortunately see too much of in the line these days. The color palette for the pants this time around are more akin to the manga, duller, more muted yellows and blues. We still get that dark brown, almost black shading around the crotch on the pants, but it's definitely a change up to the original version. I really like the new colors on this version, not just because it's closer to the manga, but the more muted colors are a great contrast to the silver hair, which of course is the highlight of this figure. Speaking of which, the main event of course are these gorgeous looking head sculpts. Your regular Toyotaro styled mastered Ultra Instinct Goku hair in a shiny but not glossy silver, and a windswept, in battle, in action head sculpt which looks amazing. Goku's hair has never looked so good. Just look at that flow. That's some real hair dryer blown action right there. When you compare the sculpts to the actual manga, I think they've got it down pat. These look really, really good, and the faces are even better. But because the head sculpts and faceplates are so stylized, it's going to come down to your own personal preference. Some people aren't a fan of Toyotaro's artwork, but if you are, then you're definitely in for a treat. These head and face combos translate perfectly from manga to figure form. No battle scars and scratches this time around, but those eyes are just beautifully printed and even give Gojo Satoru a run for his money. I myself really enjoy Toyotaro's rendition of Goku, and whilst I love the original Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku faces, I gotta say, these are way more expressive, just beautiful stuff going on here. Alright, so let's take a look at the articulation. Nothing has changed since the original release, except again, like I said, the neck joint, but even with the new neck joint, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, so let's start off with the head. So, Goku does move his head down a fair amount. He looks up actually a lot better. We do have side-to-side rotation, and actually really good left and right tilt. And my cat wants to get up here, but give me a sec, guys. Oh, she's stuck on my clothes. There you go. Sorry, guys. For his arms, Goku can bring his arms up about 90 degrees in terms of bringing your arms into his chest to get those Kamehameha poses. It's not the best, but that's probably as far as you're gonna go. We have swivels at the bicep, double elbows, and of course your swivel and hinges at the wrist. For ab articulation, you can actually kind of pull the ab up and out to bring it forward just that little bit more. And there's no gap at the back, which is great. It does have a gap there at the front though when you bend it back. And the back piece there will hit the bottom of the torn up belt there. We do get side to side. Great articulation there. And of course, a swivel at the waist as well. So really good ab articulation, I think, for this figure. It's your typical version 2 body, legs, pretty good spread, and of course your 180 going back and forward. We have a thigh cut, double knees, the version 2 ankles that give minimal articulation there for the feet. Doesn't go up all too much actually. Get your toe hinge, and of course your ankle pivot, which isn't the greatest, but it still works. So all in all, you know, nothing that we haven't seen before, but really good articulation there in the chest and the ab section. Alright, everybody's favorite part of the video, head swaps time. Woo! And because we have 2 head swaps, it's double the fun. I really love this windswept headpiece. It looks fantastic. But we're going to be trying this head and the standard Toyotaro head sculpt with some bodies that I've prepared, with some blue tack ready, because unfortunately these heads don't fit on any of the previous neck pegs from the 2.0 body or the newer 3.0 body, unfortunately. So you do need a little bit of blue tack, and it does work. The skin tones don't match up perfectly, but as you can see right here in the middle, I've started off already with the SDCC Super Saiyan God, the clear red pink version with a slimmer body, and I think that works really, really well, especially if you're reading the manga right now. This has the brighter colors. It's not the original release, and I think it looks really good. It doesn't have the the front tassels at the front of the belt. It's the slimmer arms, the slimmer neck, and I think this works really, really well as a manga Toyotaro style Ultra Instinct, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. If you don't want him in his, battle damage look, I think this works perfectly. Obviously, he could be a little bit slimmer. Obviously, he could be a bit bulkier, depending on the version, that we're getting or that you're reading from. But I think for a, slimmer version of Ultra Instinct, Mastered Ultra Instinct, I think this works a treat. And I think because we do have the two head sculpts, I'm going to be leaving this one on the battle damage original body, and I'm going to be putting this head on this blank body as well. And the great thing is that, we are getting this as a reissue later this year. I think it's March, April, I don't quite remember, but we are getting this body as a regular release at a much cheaper price. So if you did miss out on that exclusive, it was an exclusive, and the original release of this was also a Tamashii web exclusive as well, a Premium Bandai web exclusive as well. So because this is getting a regular release, if you do plan on getting this Toyotaro edition, it works really, really well with this body. So let's pop this head off and try on the windswept version. Again, I don't have any blue tack on this right now, but it sits on there and it looks really, really good. Look at that. Fantastic combination. Love it. All right, so let's get that one out of the way. And if you want to bulk your body, so this is not an official body. It's your Demoniacal Fit version 3.0 body. If you want a bulkier body to go along with the head, let's get that to zoom. That works really well as well. Man, the eyes looking off to the side there, just a killer combination. Love it. Really fantastic head sculpt. That's with your bulkier body. Let's get the standard head on there, and I think that'll work just as well. Yep. Just as I thought, works really good. Again, I am using blue tack. The neck pegs unfortunately don't fit. Alright, next body. So next we have the official Legendary Super Saiyan Goku that came out recently. Probably my favorite Goku to date. And bulkier body works really nicely as well. Jacked up, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. Look at that. Look at those shoulders. I mean, when you compare it to the body that it actually comes with, that looks slim. Okay. Let's pop that off and put the wind-swept in action hair on. And off to the side, look at that. Really, really cool. I like that. Alright, let's move that body off to the side and get in the Sign Ultra Instinct Sign body. And again, the peg doesn't fit, but which is really perplexing. I don't know why it doesn't fit, but that works really well as well. So if you want kind of a battle damage tattered blue shirt version, I think that looks really cool. I mean, essentially the pants are the same. The only difference is obviously the upper half. So of course that's gonna be a good combination. And let's put on the standard head. Yep, and that works really well too. Again, these are just really great head sculpts. You know, obviously, if you're not a fan of Toyotaro's artwork, then, you know, you're not going to want to pick this one up. Well, I mean, you're probably not going to even watch this video, but these are really, really good looking head sculpts. And here he is with Ultra Instinct sign on the Ultra Instinct, Master Ultra Instinct Toyotaro version body, just to give you guys a look at what that looks like. Hold on, did I do the windswept hair on this? Give me a sec. Actually, I did. Did I? Well, let's just switch it up to finish off this section of the video. Look at that windswept hair. Amazing stuff. Alright guys, there we have it. Head swaps. Unfortunately, we don't get too much in the accessory department. I think all of the budget was spent on these beautiful heads and faceplates. But other than that, it's your same old, standard, version 2 body Goku hands, a couple of fists for punching, a set of Goku fighting pose hands for fighting, and a couple of Kamehameha hands for Kamehameha-ing. It's no surprise that Tamashii are getting more art style, or at least era style specific with their releases. Again, the most recent legendary Super Saiyan Goku is a great example that oozes early 90s Toriyama style. The upcoming 29,000 Vegeta is also another release that takes inspiration from the art style and period it was drawn from, which I think might be the key in keeping this line going. With more and more unlikely characters getting the Figuarts treatment, I think it'll come down to variations of the same character drawn or shown in different Dragon Ball mediums. Sure, I would like to get a completely different sculpt for every variation, but with something like this, I think it works pretty well. And I think it also comes down to giving newer collectors a chance to own older figures that are way overpriced on the aftermarket, whilst making it different enough to also attract older collectors as well. So a really good question that always comes up that I often get asked is, just how do I even start collecting the Dragon Ball line when we're so many figures deep already? And everything that's not retail is so ridiculously overpriced. Again, I think it lies in these subtle updates of variations of older figures, not just your exclusives, but your regular budget reissues as well. But going back specifically to this release, I'm all for more collector-orientated releases. Sure, we've gotten event exclusives in the past, but this and the VJump Toyotaro edition Super Saiyan Blue Goku feel somewhat special. The Figupedia book is a fantastic inclusion, and again, the box art alone is worth the admission. Kinda makes me wish I got two, one to have out on display and one to keep in box. Anyway, keep giving us art-inspired releases, keep giving us cool stuff like the Figupedia. Hope you enjoyed the review. Show some love by hitting that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you all in the next one, which will probably be Figuarts Denji or the new Jujutsu Kaisen figures. But till then, have a good one, and as always,
Yoroshiku!